It is time for your WWE Crown Jewel go-home show. And speaking of Crown Jewel, let's just hope Triple H's big nose can't fit on the return flight for Saudi Arabia, because this show was fucking horrendous. This is a horror show, but not in a cool, spooky way, but more of a horrific, I want to bleach my eyeballs sort of way. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Absolutely done with Triple H's era. I'm sick of people saying Triple H is brilliant, Triple H is the man, Triple H is better than Vince McMahon. Triple H is going to make wrestling good again. He's not. I've given him a chance. I've given him about 4 months now. In fact, it's getting worse. It is getting worse. Now, I think his first couple weeks were good because he was adding in stuff, but he still had like the McMahon era there, so you were kind of getting the best of McMahon maybe and the best of the best of a out-of-date McMahon and the best of Triple H, I guess. But I think the further we get into this Triple H era, the worse Raw gets, the worse SmackDown gets. Now, SmackDown luckily has the Bloodline and they normally have like 1 or 2 good segments, but Raw is fucking horrendous. Last week's Raw was horrible, and this week's Raw was horrible too. 2 shit back-to-back weeks for the Red Brand. So we'll go straight into it. First off, we have Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross. Now, I know that every single week I bash Bianca Belair, right? And I'd rather not bash her. I'd rather just not see her. I'd rather she wasn't in the company. But she is in the company, therefore I need to bash her. And it's the same old shit entrance from Bianca Belair. Massive hoop earrings, big stupid colourful lips, retarded dancing to the ring while spinning her hair like a child with a new toy at Christmas. Now maybe I'm just a bit jealous because I no longer have hair to spin. My hair ran away just like the WWE ratings did when Bianca Belair appears on the TV screen. But whether it's jealousy or my criticism is legit, either way, I hate this bitch. She fucking sucks and she takes up half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes of Monday Night Raw every week. You got a 3-hour show and she's there about 30% of the time, if not 40% of the time. It's too much. It's way too much. She's taking on Nikki Cross tonight. Nikki Cross just made her return last week. Nikki Cross supposed to be this big deal, crazy Nikki. What happened to her tonight? She got beat. One and done. Beat in the opening match, not seen again. We have Kaya and Io run out. They're trying to distract. This was fucking retarded. You've got Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross. Now they're outside the ring, at ringside, but they're beside the announce table. So they're at that side. They're on the opposite side where the ramp is. Io Sky and Dakota Kai run out and they jump up in the apron to distract the referee. But instead of jumping up on the apron nearest the ring area, the ring ramp, they actually come round, so they're on the hard cam. So one comes round one side and one comes round the other. And then they both go up on separate aprons, and then the referee has to constantly turn around and do 180 to look at the other one. Well, he can clearly see at the corner of his eye that Bayley is at ringside attacking Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross. Like, this was fucking dumb. Why wouldn't they just come out and jump on top of the apron where the ramp is? That would then the referee's got his back. The referee's got his back to the announce table where Bayley, Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross is. But no, those two fucking retards run round to the other side of the ring and the referee can see. I mean, unless you're blind, unless you've only got fucking one eye, the referee can see these people. So I just don't get it, honestly. Why would they do that? And why would they be on opposite sides of the ring? Why not both go on the one side where they've got the full attention of the referee, but they split up, so the referee's constantly having to turn around to look at one of them, and he's turning around and he sees what's happening at the ringside. I can't believe this. I can't believe this happened. How the hell can someone think this is acceptable? I tell you what, it wasn't acceptable. Nikki Cross attacks Damage Control. She gets in the ring, Belair hits her with the kiss of death, Belair wins with the distraction, or the KOD, whatever it's called. Then Damage Control are beating down Belair, Asuka and Bliss come out and make the save, and that was it. Boring. Fucking garbage. The only thing that would have made this watchable if Alexa Bliss ran out naked to make the save, but unfortunately she found some clothes backstage, so that didn't happen. This opening segment, what a waste of time. And I cannot get over Io Sky and Dakota Kai splitting up and running round to the opposite sides of the ring to try and distract the referee. Why? That would just never happen. That never in a million years. This was bad. You actually need to watch it maybe. If you know what, like when they come out, you've got the 4 sides of the ring. So you've got the announce table side, and then you've got like the ramp side, and then you've got the other 2 sides. Now, Bayley's attacking them at the announce table side, so surely they would want to distract the referee at the ring ramp side so the referee's back is to the announce table, but they didn't. One of them ran round to the one side, and the other one ran round to the other side, so the referee is trying to turn around to look at them both at the same time, and the referee could clearly see Bayley attacking Bianca Belair. Right, unbelievable, unfucking believable here. Then we go backstage, and you think you're done. You ain't done yet. We get a Belair, Asuka, and Bliss promo. Belair talks about the women's last standing match at Crown. Hopefully Bayley and her both end up in oil barrels, man, and we don't see them again. That would be the best scenario. This last women's standing match ends in a draw. That's what I'm hoping for at Saudi show. Then Bliss challenges Damage Control to a tag team title match tonight. So yeah, like I said, it's not one and done. We're getting to see them again in the main event. So how garbage. They kick off the show and the main event the show, and they get promo and segments throughout it. I mean, who wants this? Who fucking cares about Damage Control or any of these women? I don't. It's fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. Then we go to Brock and Bobby. They've got like seats set up backstage, similar to how when Rollins and Riddle had like a sit down interview backstage. Bobby is sitting there, Lesnar's nowhere to be seen. Bobby says that Lesnar's just avoiding him again, like he has for the past 20 years, because he knows that he would expose him. But then Brock Lesnar makes his way to the ring area. He gets into the ring and he's like, Bobby! Bobby! I like the way Brock Lesnar says Bobby. I know that's me clutching at straws. Yo, what's your favourite part of Raw? Well, see the way Brock Lesnar says Bobby, that's pretty cool. Like, see when you have to stoop to those sort of levels, like to actually claim something's good, then you know you're in trouble. But I actually do like the way Brock says Bobby. Brock says that Bobby didn't get the memo, but it doesn't matter because he can't read it anyway. I don't know if there's like some sort of gimmick here where Bobby Lashley's dumb and he can't read, but that seems to be what Brock Lesnar was suggesting here, so I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, Bobby comes out. Brock wants to fight, Bobby wants to fight, big brawl at ringside, Triple H separates it. I mean, the entire roster comes out, you've got about 50 people here to break up Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, so I mean, it is what it is, and that was it, one and done. It's unfortunate because the people that you want to see more of, the likes of Brock Lesnar, the likes of Bobby Lashley, you don't get that, you get one and done. They turn up, you see them once, you don't see them for the rest of the show. Whereas shit like Damage Control, shit like Johnny Gargano, we get to see them 4, 5, 6 times every single Raw. And it is fucking depressing, but thankfully tonight we only seen Johnny Gargano once, so I don't know if Triple H has finally caught on that Gargano sucks and nobody likes him, but we went from getting, the last couple of weeks were insane. We've got Johnny Gargano, about 7 segments every show. He was taking up about a third of the show, but this week we only got him in one segment. The bad thing is that segment was horrendous. But before we get on to that, up next with Fury versus Rollins in a throwaway match. Rollins wins. I don't get it here. Rollins is the champ. He's supposed to be in a feud with Ali, or at least that's what I thought was happening, but tonight, nothing. Just a random match with Fury, because last week on commentary, Rollins says that Fury would have more chance of cashing in against Dana Brooke than he would Seth Rollins, and this pissed off Fury, so he wanted a match with Rollins. So there you go. A match made over a stupid comment on commentary, but outside of this, Fury and Rollins done absolutely nothing, but Rollins won, so who cares? Hardly a surprise. I mean, Fury hasn't won a match since he won the briefcase, so he wasn't going to beat Seth Rollins. Then we get Roman Reigns, the big dog, the champion, the Universal Champion, the WWE Champion, the Undisputed Champion. Any belts going, this guy's probably holding them. He comes out, he says he's getting, the crowd are chanting Usi. He says that he's ordered Jay and Sammy to get more Usi, and that they'll be at their most Usiness come this Saturday at Crown Jewel or whatever. Crap, didn't like it. I mean, the Usi thing's funny when Sami Zayn's doing it, but when Roman Reigns tries to do it, it's just not as good. He then says that he's not going to lie to the people, he's not going to sell a fight between him and Logan Paul, because he is the champion, he's been the champion for over 2 years, Logan Paul's only had 2 fights. Roman Reigns basically says that he's beat everyone, he's battered everyone, and this ain't going to be any different. So he's not going to sit here and pretend that Logan Paul offers a challenge, but he says the wise man will, and I thought it was a decent line when he says the wise man will, but just the way Roman Reigns delivers things, he's so fucking boring, man. I feel like if he had better delivery, some of his verbal stuff would be good, but it's the way he says it, man, it's not good. The Miz comes out, interrupts him. He says that he trained Logan Paul everything he knows apart from the right hand. He says that he's got steel rods in his hands, blah blah blah. Miz says that he can knock out anybody, just ask Jey Uso. Miz says that he will help Roman Reigns with Logan Paul if Reigns helps him with his stalker problem. Reigns is laughing, he says he likes the Miz. Then Reigns says, why is everybody talking about Logan Paul knocking people out? Then he hits a Superman punch on the Miz. A very bad looking Superman punch, but the Miz goes down anyway. Paul Heyman looks on with a surprised look, and then he starts to turn into a smile. So it looks like Paul Heyman's just finally noticed here that Roman Reigns also has a right hand, so maybe Roman Reigns might knock out Logan Paul at Crown Jewel. Not looking forward to this match, but it is what it is. So Reigns leaves with the Miz KO'd in the ring. Was this really needed? Did Reigns really need to be on Raw just to show that he can deliver a knockout punch to Miz? Pretty cheap in my opinion. Then we go backstage with the Miz. He's talking about credible journalism because Kathy Kelly is on about this investigation that Gargano's a part of. The Miz says that if WWE air anything tonight, he's going to sue them. And it's going to make Johnny Depp and Amber Heard cringe. I doubt it. I mean, that was a massive fucking lawsuit. The Miz doesn't have that kind of money. Ali then comes in, talks about the potential match that they had, talks about the lawsuit, and Ali says everything is bigger in Texas, except then he looks down at Miz's balls. Now, I think he should have left it at this. I thought this was pretty funny. The Miz looked at him, he's like, don't you dare. Then Ali screams out, except your balls. I mean, we understood what he was going for. He didn't need to add that in. We got it, right? It was there. I mean, we're not brain dead. We can tell what Ali meant. So I just thought him shouting out, I thought it ruined the promo. But Ali sucks either way, so I probably wouldn't have gave it much credit. So it is what it is. Then we move on to Anderson versus Priest. Anderson beats Priest with a roll-up. After the match, we get a brawl, and once again, Rhea Ripley, surprise, surprise, low blows Gallows from behind. Then AJ and Carl Anderson just look at Rhea Ripley, because they can't do anything else, just look at her, just amazed, just stand there staring, and then sooner or later they get attacked from behind by the rest of the Judgment Day. Right. I've had enough of this shit with Rhea Ripley beating up men every week. Enough's enough. Now, I know there's a lot of beta males out there who say never hit a woman, and maybe they grew up watching their deadbeat dad beating their mum, and that sucks, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. Most men are decent and don't go around striking women, therefore, most men are entitled to defend themselves if some chick hits them first. I don't even get the problem anyway. Just observing Rhea, she looks like a big masculine tranny dude anyway, so you wouldn't really be hitting a chick. Finn Balor should be the one they don't want to hit. He looks like a little bitch. The loin starts behind my vagina. Fuck Finn Balor, fuck the Judgment Day, fuck them all. This segment sucks. Moving on, the Judgment Day, this show sucks. Not forget the segment, this entire show sucks. Moving on, we had almost an MVP promo. Just like almost, this promo was a giant waste of time. I'm not going to talk about it. Another promo that wasn't worth shit, JBL and Corbin, nothing happened. JBL didn't even get to speak. Imagine having JBL there, not letting him speak. R-Truth comes out, talks about costumes, then they get into a brawl, and that's it. They beat up R-Truth. Whoop they fucking do. Then we get the street fight. Otis came out looking dressed like a gay butler. I'm not sure what that was all about. Then Riddle came out dressed as a sequel because he's been accompanied to the ring by Elias. I get that's his brother, but why would you dress up as arguably probably the most boringest and blandest superstar of all time? I just don't get that at all. But that's what happened. It's a boring match. I mean, Miz, at one point Otis had like a pumpkin on his head, which was kind of cool. Riddle jumps up, hits an RKO, gets the win. Otis is laying there with a big pumpkin on his head. It kind of it was a good look for him, you know, big fat Otis with a pumpkin on his head. But I just don't understand why they need to lose every single match. I actually like the Alpha Academy, and I just don't get why they get jobbed out every single time. I think they've got potential to be upper mid carders, you know, maybe even main eventers. Who knows? But for some reason, they're just not allowed to win in WWE. Then we move on to the Miz and Ali. Loomis appears during this match. He gets chased out by security. One of the security guards like does a vertical leap while chasing Loomis and just like hops the barricade without touching it. And I mean, it looked pretty cool, but normally they don't really want security guards to do that, because security guards aren't supposed to look as athletic as the wrestlers. But this guy just like fucking jumped up like Shelton Benjamin and just cleared the ringside barricade, which I thought was Pretty interesting. Who knows? Maybe he'll get in trouble for that. This causes a distraction. Ali beats The Miz. So you know it's a bad night when Ali's beating The Miz. Then we get the investigation. So Johnny Gargano's sitting down with Brian Saxton. Can you think of a worse duo? I mean, honestly, Gargano and Saxton, because I can't. To me, that's mind blowing how those two can pull off a 5-minute interview segment. But Gargano goes on to spill the beans. He says that this entire thing is a setup. He says that Miz was paying Loomis to stage the attacks. He's got like an audio clip of the Miz saying this. It could be made up, I guess, but we'll see. Then Gargano thinks the reason why the attacks began to turn serious was because the Miz stopped paying Loomis, but Loomis won't stop until he gets what he's owed. So basically, Gargano's saying this is all down to Dexter Loomis being released from NXT, not having money, and then he had to work for The Miz to try and earn money, and then The Miz stopped paying him, and that pissed off Loomis. Honestly, if this is legit, now it did seem kind of, it felt like they were trying to do it in like a comedy aspect, so that maybe tells me that Gargano was talking shit here. But if this is a legit reason, then what an absolute waste. You know, what an embarrassment, what an absolute failure and disappointment this entire story would be if it is purely based on the fact that Miz set this whole thing up and then stopped paying him. If that's what this is all about, then God help me, man. Just fucking delete the last 2 months, because that would be a horrendous, storyline to add to this. And then we get to the main event, tag team title match. I mean, it's Damage Control. Does anybody... Right, we get new champs tonight. As bad as Damage Control are, why put the belts on Asuka and Alexa Bliss, who are not even champs? They're just two fucking women that are hanging about Bianca Belair. I guarantee you, as soon as Bianca Belair and this Bayley, as soon as that feud's over, Alexa Bliss and Asuka will disappear. They're only there just so Bianca Belair can even the numbers, just so it's 3 against 3. As soon as Bianca Belair and Bayley stop feuding, those two bitches will be gone, and Bianca Belair will be on her own, and the only company she'll have is her big, massive fucking lips. So yeah, there you go. It's just dumb. We had the belly to Bayley from Bayley on the barricade. She done it, the belly to belly through the barricade, through a table, whatever. Cool spot, I guess. Then in the ring, Io gets kicked by Asuka. She falls down. Alexa Bliss hits the Twisted Bliss. We get new champs. And the commentators didn't even put this over. I mean, you literally see Io Sky laying on the ground. You see Alexa Bliss going to the top rope. And they never got excited. They never, mentioned the fact that Alexa is about to hit her finisher, or that Io is in prime position for Alexa to hit a finisher. Like, they did not capitalise on the situation. You could see that we were about to get crowned new champions, and then they were just like flat. They didn't even respond to it. Could you imagine if like Triple H has got someone in the pedigree position back in the day? JR would be screaming, "He's going for the pedigree," but we didn't get this, so it's just fucking horrendous. And then Raw ends with Asuka, Bayley, and Bliss celebrating their title win. So I mean, there you go. Really, really bad Raw. Last week's was bad. I mean, this week's was just as bad. I'm going to give it a 1. A 1. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I'm giving it a 1. What did I like? I mean, Otis wore a pumpkin on his head, and I like the way Brock Lesnar says Bobby Lashley. Bobby! I mean, that's pretty good, but apart from that, man, everything else fucking sucked. Hate Bianca Belair, hate Rhea Ripley, just hate watching wrestling, really, guys. If I wasn't here reviewing it on YouTube, I wouldn't be watching it. Can honestly say that, but that's it. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'm not into this Triple H era at all. I think it sucked, and I want it to end. I really want it to end. Triple H's experiment, you've tried, mate, but it's not working. It's not working. Go back, and if you really want to ruin NXT, then I would take that. I would take Triple H going back to NXT and just ruining that if it meant we could get good Raw and SmackDowns, because at the moment we're not really getting good stuff on any show. It all sucks. That's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.